and welcome to episode 50 of the Stockport County Youth Squad Legends series. I mean, this one is going to be a super unique episode. I can't remember being this far into a Youth Squad Legends series and not having a superstar striker, someone that we can really rely on getting goals for us. I was willing to be patient with Giuseppe Pegoraro, but after last episode, does he really have a leg to stand on? I don't think he has any excuses. The chances were there, he didn't take them, Redenstrand didn't take them, Socrates almost bottled it as well. Times are changing here at Stockport. It is time to think about new strikers. Work has been done on that process already, but we're on a previous save just before the season change to go into the squad hub and talk about the development of these players. So Paul and Tege went up by 1 to 71 overall, Ure Lopez up to 73 overall, Cavallaro up to 72 overall. Of course, he got that bump by being one of the youth intake players from the board objective when we had the global trial day. Agus Mulyo has gone up to 71 overall, Ryuta Sumi up to 69 overall, Kenny Murray to 70 overall, that's a jump of 11. Riley Sanders, I mean, he looks magnificent now at 78 overall. Vladislav Duda has gone up 4 to 75 overall. Perry NG, shush, baby, please. Marcos Gomez is a 74 overall centre-back. He's gone up by 2. Otasilio up by 1 to 72. Dada Bustamante up by 4 to 78. Cabasau up by 4 to 76. Alberto Soto goes up to a 74 overall. Koi Cook up to 71 overall. Marcus Toland up to 76 overall. Dominic Sander to 70. Joel Valadez up to 68 overall. Sol Pineda up to 68 overall. Noah Anderson recovering well after that serious injury. He's up to 70 overall. He really did need a loan out. Jimmy Gallagher, he's gone up by 10 to 74 overall. Antonio Creato, let's change his position. And that's just messed up my order. Jacob Turner, 74 overall. Don't think we've talked about Lovemore Kosipula. He's gone from 53 to 68. Jang Sung Chan up to 75. His stats are ridiculous. Samir Dabali's up to 68 overall. Jack Barron up to 70 overall. Matthias Stojkovici up to 70 overall. Not that much growth on the player. Pavel Novak up to 73 overall. Joshua Poley up to 69 overall. Socrates is our highest overall player at 80. Helder's gone up to 72. Edward Johnson has a massive jump up to 72. Mason Wheeler up to 72. Then we got Juicy John from 74 to 79. Remy Bonu from 63 to 71. Angel Gurung 57 to 70. Jan Regina is also a 70. He's gone up by 10. Robert Franklin only going up by 2 to 74. Amir Amadi 56 to 68. Patrick Redenstrand's gone up by 3 to 77. Here's Rafa Reina, and there's a pretty substantial jump up to 65. Carlos Azuna is 66. Lam Kai Chong is up to 68 from 51. Here's Diego Caballero going from 62 to 70. Giuseppe Pegoraro, 74 to 79. That's a growth of 5. And finally, Farouk Hossawi, who is absolutely awful at 41 overall. 8, he's grown 1. Now, most of this is natural growth, but in accordance to one of the board objectives from last season, they've all made substantial strides, even if the game didn't want them to make substantial strides. It squeezes the pack together in terms of an overall range, but we haven't gone crazy on it. Rafa Reina, who was obviously really struggling in terms of overall, is still way behind. So it's now time to jump into the current save, where you'll immediately see the cutscene of Robert Franklin getting sold. We're already on the 26th of July 2026, so nearing the end of the first month of this new season. I thought it was pretty vital that if we're going to dramatically change a department of our side, that we'd probably get a good pre-season in us as well. So I played the pre-season games, hence why we are at this date. Was it of any use? You'd think that pre-season would give you valuable information. Turns out that wasn't the case. But there's a hell of a story emerging, so let's get to the transfer history, because I have been busy already. 1st of July, it's free agent time, and it's not been any different this season. Andre Belbel signed up by Stockport, 76 overall left winger. Then we go to probably our best signing, Agon Troka, centre forward, 80 overall, so just at the limit of where we can sign. From North Macedonia, I think that flag is. Obviously an incredible player. A little bit short for my liking up front, standing at about 5'10", but he is really agile, really nimble. Think of him like an upgraded Rafa Reina. And then the most interesting story of the entire summer, Ernesto Cruz was signed up as the kind of no-brainer free agent striker that we just had to go and get. If we were to sell Patrick Redenstrand and Giuseppe Pegoraro, then why not take the best striker in the free agents list? It just made sense. The only problem with that being, in the second pre-season game, he got a big ACL injury. And that really had a domino effect to where we are now. We had Patrick Redenstrand getting sold to St Etienne. I think this is a great price, £17.5 million. A price rating, most of the sales that we've done, A price rating. I've negotiated like crazy. Lovemore Kozipula out on loan to Middlesbrough. Makes total sense. Lovemore is like 68 overall. Jimmy Gallagher's coming back from loan. Lovemore's game time would be shortened. We don't really want it to be shortened. We want to keep him out on the field, getting experience. Middlesbrough come in. Happy to loan him out. Angel Garung sold to University Cluj. I wasn't prepared to sell this player, but at £4.55 million, it is hard to say no. And then comes the big one. Giuseppe Pegoraro sold for £30 million to Salernitana. Suddenly, we have a huge hole up front, and we are without an Italian. I miss my Italian boy. Don't worry, we've replaced him with another Italian. So come on, Elio Zulo, Stockport Italiano. We're going wild, wild, wild. He has been on the radar for some time. I think in terms of regens, I think he was brought into the save 2 seasons ago. So we kept tabs on him. Looking really nice and exciting prospect coming in from Legia Warsaw. 12.45 million. Now, look at the difference between these two transfers here. Pegoraro, 79 overall, doesn't have the same potential, sold for 30. We got this lad for 12.45. Mad business. He does need work. I know that his work rates are low. They need to get sorted out. I accidentally showed you the next transfer. That is Jack Barron moving to Heerenveen for £4 million. That's absolutely fine. Wasn't part of the future plans. It's £4 million in the back pocket. Thank you very much. Artacilio, mad disappointed by this player. SV Reed, sign him up for £3.25 million. We've got Rafa Reina out on loan to New York City. I've not loan glitched him yet, but that is about to happen. Another loan that just makes sense. Daniel Cavallaro has gone to Rem. His game time would have dwindled because of the return of the Melon Lopez in our net. So off to Rem he goes, and hopefully he has a great time there. Joel Valadez was sold to Aruca for £2.6 million. Made sense because in terms of age and overall, he was just not on the same level of the other central midfielders, and we have tons of central midfielders. With the money piling up, we went and spent big on Kevin Linganzi. 79 overall. He's got 85 finishing, this lad. If this guy cannot finish, there is something desperately wrong with this game. It was a fantastic deal for the club. He's got potential to be special. I think he's 95 potential, this guy. And weirdly, he's not the only City group striker in this save that is extremely gifted. If City have still got Erling Haaland at their disposal, let's play into the story that they don't need these amazing regens that these clubs are producing. So this is where it gets really, really interesting, because we've already talked about Ernesto Cruz having that pretty terrible injury. So we look towards a backup striker. Romano Cox was shortlisted, but I wasn't really expecting to sign him. And then it just dawned on me, what if we could player swap an injured player? Turns out you can. And for Fortuna Sittard, who only look at the numbers, made complete sense. Ernesto Cruz had an higher overall, a higher potential. But we've got a fit player now. And what a story this could potentially be. Like a smell of Wout Weghorst about it. Hello there, Porsche Katze here, paying homage to Stockport's greatest ever player, Ernesto Cruz. Let's take a look at his finest highlights. utterly marvellous. Sol Pineda loaned out to RZ. Pretty nifty loan that. 68 overall on him. And we go to the most recent transfer, Robert Franklin to Benfica. And that's why we started off loading this save up with Robert Franklin leaving for Benfica. £8 million. It's a lot to take in, but I thought that pre-season, getting through them pre-season games, would have given me a clearer picture of what we needed to do to improve this side. Didn't turn out like that, because I don't know what it is with pre-season games, but they play like trash. It's best summed up by the final game of the pre-season, alright? The two newest strikers up top, Romano Cox and Linganze, fantastic in the first half. We were scoring goals for fun. We were smashing Freiburg. This is Freiburg we're talking about. However, in the second half, it was like the game just flicked a switch, and we just played awful football, and we ended up losing a game that we were so comfortable in. I know what you might be thinking whilst you're listening to me. Yeah, alright then, Curtis. Sure, it was the game at fault. Watch this goal right here. Ball's coming into Romano Cox. I try and pass it immediately. He does nothing. I try and pass it after that. He does nothing again. He loses the ball. They go up the field, and then our goalkeeper, who was probably the best player in the entire preseason, does this. FIFA 23 is a flawless game that cannot be critiqued in any way, shape or form. Financially, we've had contract renewals for Rafa Reina, Caballero, Bustamante, Jimmy Gallagher and Cavallaro, the goalkeeper. Development-wise, I know some of the wide midfielders are now labelled as wingers. Coit Cook definitely was a left midfielder. The one that's really opened my eyes, Diego Caballero, has gone from striker to left wing. And look at that jump in his overall. He is a disgraceful winger and could break through into the first team this season. Keep your eyes out. In terms of development plans, Dominic Sander learning centre-back, Noah Anderson training to be a right winger would make sense. Matthias Stojakovic, right winger as well. Socrates Alves still learning how to be a striker. Juicy John, wide playmaker. Agon Troka, even though I don't expect him to be a striker, we're going to give him a shot. Like, we're going to give all of the attacking players some time up there at some point this season. I'll tell you something else. Kenny Murray and Ryuta Sumi were top-notch in the pre-season. And I think because they've come out of our academy, it's forced my hand to sell Marcos Gomez. There's already a bid on the table. I think it's £11 million. I'm going to expect confirmation soon that this player is to be sold. Even though I really like him, it was just a stopgap whilst we waited for Riley Sanders to return. I think that swiftly gets us into the transfer hub because it's not only Marcus Gomez that's had bids accepted. Agus Mulyo might be going. High potential Indonesian left back, £5.2 million offer on the table from Lingby. Raimi Bonu, who doesn't really have that much of a future here, £4 million from Luzerne. And then Ryu Tasumi, because I do want to keep a hold of him, he looks to be going out on loan to Red Bull Salzburg. You might think that leaves us a little bit empty at left back, but you know what? We're going for a full house of South American wing backs because that's just the vibe this save. And we've shortlisted this monster, Wellington Steinbach. Great name! He's just one of the many names on this shortlist. So let's go from top to bottom. Real was shortlisted when we were desperate to find strikers. He's got great shot power on long shots, but can't really finish. Think of him as some kind of Henry Yomba figure. Not exactly what we need right now when finishing is our major problem. This Norwegian forward, he was a free agent at the start of this season, and he was the weakest striker out of the lot, so there's not really that much of a chance of him being signed here. Johan Miranda is the other striker from the City Group teams. At New York City right now, I don't think he wants to pair up with Rafa Reina up top this season because he'll get completely outclassed. He's absolutely fantastic. His skill moves are there. His weak foot's there. He's got great attacking work rate. I think he's like 77, 78 overall with like 96 potential. He is a joke. And then within this pile, it was just like picking out some good names. Jean-Max Fils mad name. He's moved to Sporting Lisbon. Good for him. There's a goalkeeper called Frick. Dino Brusco, not a great name, but he was another option to replace Pegararo and that chance. So come on, Dino Brusco. we decided against it. Dumitru Dragu Angzo Bermudo. He's called Angzo Bermudo. I mean, what? This lad's from Switzerland, but he's a Brummie. There's an Okonkwo in the save. Now, if this lad was a striker, we would have been set for life. Turns out he was just a really mid. Socrates has a brother called Aristoteles, but at 85 overall, and at 5'11" as a centre-back with 0 crossing, so there's no point of him even trying to train as a right-back or a left-back. There is just no point of signing him. We got Davis and Zeng. There's a lad called Baba Debra. Final lad, Victor Pipitska, who has been a regen for so long. I think he was in, like, the first regen group that got promoted. Has shocked me with his stat spread. This guy has got 80 finishing. Hence why I found him in the first place, because we were trying to find strikers. He's got stats that look like a real player, and that makes him very unique and very desirable. I am incredibly committed to not having any striker problems from this point onwards. This season is a bit of a gimme in the league. The championship is not ready for another season of Stockport. So let's get a bit experimental. Let's test out all the different combinations up front and find out what works and what doesn't. We've got a current budget of £13 million and we've spent £71 million so far this summer. Crazy numbers for the championship. This is including the £5 million that we lost because we got knocked out of the playoffs. If we're going to make more money for this football club, you have to look at Marcus Toland. But he is English, and there is very little in terms of English contingent. Jacob Turner, I mean, he was fantastic when he started, but he really did drop off at the back end of last season. We've still got Helder here. He's definitely transfer listed. Transfer offer for Helder coming in from Utrecht. £6 million. Let's negotiate. I think if we go 7 million, flat 7 million, they might accept that. And it is accepted. There's another £7 million coming in to Stockport on a player that we don't really want. Confirmation of Gomez, the centre-back, leaving the club. Fantastic. What a great defender. But he was here temporarily. And we've got to give opportunities to our youth academy players. Rami Bonu confirmed to be leaving for Luzerne. Mulyo has also departed to Lingby for 5.2 million. And this should be quite a high price rating, and is. One step closer to seeing Ryuta Sumi get loaned out to Red Bull Salzburg. Creato offer coming in, we'll block that. Maybe a little bidding war for Helder as Hamburg come in. We'll push this up to 7.2 million. Anything less is a waste of time. That has been accepted. It would be perfect now if I could go back to the 7 million I accepted and then reject it, because clearly it's not the best price on the table. We can only dream of such luxuries here. Got a couple of transfer offers for Samir Dabali. One is offering way more than the other. This is a swap deal, so I'm not really bothered. Let's put all the eggs into the knob basket. Propose a new transfer fee of around £3.5 million. I think they will bite. We agree a deal at £3.5 million with Newell's Old Boys. What's the money looking like now? 30 million in the budget. Do we need another striker? Hey, Okonkwo's gone to Viking. Good luck, lad. We'll submit the offer at £27 million. This man is worth so much more. And yeah, I mean, fair enough. The 41.6 million is about where you would price him. Understandable that they haven't accepted that transfer sum. I don't think it's actually changed. Still 41.6 million. Let's end negotiations for now. We will be back. But we're definitely not paying 41.6 million. I mean, his release clause is less than that. Here's another sale, and I don't actually know who this is. So it just goes to show how much of an impact this particular player had on the squad. I'm going to have a guess, hazard a guess, that it was Helder. We have confirmation of Ryuta Sumi going out to Red Bull Salzburg, but that's not exactly who I wanted to see. Helder going to Hamburger for £7.2 million. That drops us to the start of the new championship season, and that's where this part of the episode will finish. I'm going to have a good sleep, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
Welcome to Yuko Ike's Haiku Chronicles with your host, Yuko Ike.
Yuko tried Tinder. The women hate his haikus. So bye-bye, Tinder. Right, he's got the kit on. It's the start of a new season. We're away against Palace. That's a humdinger. Getting to the squad hub because there's a couple of things for me to do in development. Noah Anderson is ready to turn into a right winger. And that boosts his overall up to 74. Also, we got to pull Rafa Reynot from loan to activate that loan glitch. We will be using the old kits for this episode, but there are plans to change the kits soon. I have no idea how the mods work with this new EA app. I think they do work. I'm going to have a conversation with Sparring DK. This is the new 4-2-4 formation with tucked-in wingers. Still pretty suited to wing play, but if we need more central midfielders to control the game, that is also a possibility here. We have waited for this moment to return for Lopez, Soto, Jimmy Gallagher, Coit Cook, Riley Sanders. Noah Anderson is playing for the first time in ages. It's Crystal Palace against Stockport. I don't think we played these last season, so it's got to be a relegated club from the Premier League. We could have traded places with them. Didn't turn out like that. But we can prove on the pitch right now that we're the better team. Just hoping for the gameplay to be solid. The boys are back. And doesn't it feel great? Come on, Lopez making his first save. Here's a free kick to Crystal Palace. They try and get Selhurst Park bouncing. Lopez is there. From that right-hand side, Noah Anderson is bringing a smile to my face every time I see him on the ball. Could have been a career ender that Stockport. It's turned out not to be. Soto to Solo! It's taking a deflection. It'll be a Stockport corner. Socrates Alves. Oh, that's going to drop to Coit Cook. Cocardinho! 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 What a goal, lads! To open up the scoring for the new season. Keeper's got no chance. I don't even think it's taken a deflection. I mean, good luck trying to score a better goal than that all season. Oh! Comment section asking, where's Coit Cook gone all last season? Well, there he is! What an outrageous player. Jimmy G trying to fill in at left back. Chance for Crystal Palace. They've got an immediate equaliser. And we're going to have more of that pre-season crap. Crystal Palace on the attack again. Here we go for 2-1. It's hit the post. It's rebounded right back to them. I guess on the basis of the play, they probably deserve to be leading. They have caused a few more problems. Let's go wide. Coit Cook, Cocardinho, Cocardinho. Stay on your feet, Cocardinho. Troker's coming on for the second half. Zullo did okay, I guess. Trying to just get with the pace of the championship. Cocardinho needs Creato moving. We got Socrates and Troker in good positions. Through ball. It's Agon Troker. Who's missed it? There's a stop by Cocardinho. He keeps it in. Cocardinho, Cocardinho. Cocardinho, Cocardinho, Cocardinho. Cocardinho, Cocardinho. It's monstrous by Coit Cook, who tries to play it across goal. Can Toland work his magic? He plays the ball into Coit Cook. It is Agon Troker. I think he's got to finish this for us to have any chance. Bono there quick. I don't really know why the game is playing like it is at the moment, but we got all season to figure it out. Here comes Toland. Might not need all season. Troker misses again. Oh my goodness. He's only had the 3 shots, but 3 very big opportunities go begging, and we've lost the first game of the championship. Bearing in mind, is probably going to be our toughest challenge of the entire year. I'm telling you something, a swap deal between Troker and that lad from New York City is rather tempting right now. So it's not just a Pegararo and Redenstrand thing. It seems to just be plaguing many of the strikers in this save. This time bringing something different. Would you like Agon Troker and 10 million quid? Apparently, yes. That's acceptable. Sure, I was thinking about making Agon Troker a potential winger, but we got loads of wingers already. Depth is plentiful. We need Johan Miranda. We need the 2 City Group boys up top, potentially. Socrates could be moved wide again. Who knows? All's up in the air right now. I'll give you 25 grand a week. Get it signed on dotted line. Come on. So goodbye Agon Troker and welcoming Johan Miranda. 2 players being signed and sold in the same episode. Disgraceful behaviour. Price rating. It's gotta be an A. It's gotta be an A. Whilst I remember, let's get a development plan on Kevin Linganzi. Improve that weak foot. His weak foot is only at 2 stars, so complete forward, which he really is, to be honest. Look at them stats. He's a 1-club player apparently, but he was forced to move from that City Group. Let's just check if Erling Haaland is still at City. Indeed he is, and he's 95 overall. Yeah, you wouldn't change that for world, would you? I'm ready for this. This is where we should start our winning ways. Stockport against Millwall. With all the work that's been done, this is going to have to be the final game of this episode. And I know the last couple of episodes have been very light on games, so next time we do Youth Squad Legends, I'll make sure to plonk in 4 games at least. Millwall being defensive, and they're going to break. We should have expected this. Can't select my players. It's Lopez with a big save. Whether or not it'd be a good thing, you can see me reacting a little bit more positively with what I've got in the net, just pushing the defenders up more. That's a handball. Oh, we don't have Duda. We don't have Anderson. Oh, 22 minutes in. Do we take Murray off from his championship debut? He's done okay so far. I think he's had a couple of touches. That looks spot on. Come on! Good save, Truman. Tolan corner in. Winners! Oof, big collision of heads. It has not been stopped. Miranda! Got well underneath that ball. Oh, Duda is all over this. Come on. Trying to redeem himself from a really terrible playoff showing. Oh, that's going to drop to Caldinho. Yes! Miranda! Whoa! Linganzi. Oh, they are defensive. It is so many yellow shirts in the box. It's brilliant. Oh, come on now. Come on now, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. How much money have I just paid for you? The home supporter singing for Pecoraro. Linganzi, the main man, and in comes Cox. This forward line did well in pre-season for that 45 minutes against Freiburg before everything was turned on its head. No. Good save. Seconds. There is Ure Lopez keeping it level at 0-0. Juicy John to Romano Cox. Big time. This is the big chance. It is Linganzi hitting the post. And it's a 2 against 2 with a power shot. Great save. Amazing save by the goalkeeper. Just find another chance, lads, and put the sodding thing into the back of the net. Well done, Cabasau. Here's Linganzi again. Opening middle. Oh! And somehow it dropped Linganzi. Oh, no! I have never seen the likes. What on earth is going on? Tolan's pass is so weak. I still believe you're a bit offside there. You're a bit offside there. Oh! Revert to type. It's a normal 4-2-4. Get your boys down the wing. It is Cabasau. Stay onside. Juicy John is onside. Surely Linganzi! Finally! Limbs for Stockport! Oh, right. Well, that formation was an absolute diabolical mess. We're going back to the normal 4-2-4. Crack on. Go on, Ure Lopez. You deserve this, mate. Apologise in the comment section. Apologise to the man. Oh, yes. Stingy Stockport for a couple of minutes. Back to the goalkeeper. He just needs to whack it out of there. 1-0 Stockport! Down in the comments section, alongside your apologies to Mr. Mellon, I want to see some chance for the new strikers. Getting Linganzi's dramatic late goal. Bad finishing all around, but he's actually not done too bad on the face of it. He's hit the post and scored a goal in all of that mess. Not really much time for a comment section, to be honest. It's already like 7:30. I'm trying to upload this video tonight, but we'll have this one, all caps. Mellon time, baby. It's Mellon time. He's back. Stockport going up to the Premier League. This has been Cutsy. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Youth Squad Legends. It's been a journey, hasn't it? From start to finish. If you've enjoyed it, then please give the video a like. If you're not subscribed around here yet, then press the red box down below and hit the bell icon for mobile notifications. Big thanks to everybody on the right-hand side supporting me on Patreon. You guys are absolute legends. And after this video is uploaded, we're going to finish the end of those Patreon rewards that have been like hanging around for a little bit. I know Socrates needs to have a little bit of appearance customization. All right, take care, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.